Stop wasting your time chasing high-ticket clients. This AI agent can contact 100 of your dream customers with a unique personalized video in the time it takes you to write just one email. And whether you use this system for your own marketing or sell it as a service to others, what you're about to see is a fundamental shift in what's possible. It breaks the old rule that you have to choose between being personal or operating at scale. This system is the first to truly let you do both. It creates a video so specific to each prospect, using their name, their company, their data, that it doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like a direct one-to-one message. By the end of this video, you will have the complete blueprint to build this client acquisition engine for yourself. Alright, let me show you how this works. This is the command center for the entire operation, a simple Google Sheet. As you can see, I've got a list of demo leads here for an AI social media agency. For each one, I have a few key data points. Their name, their company, and a couple of personalization pillars. In this case, their subscriber count and how often they post. Your pillars will be different. The data you choose has to directly relate to the problem your business solves. For example, a real estate broker could use the neighborhood and years at address to specifically target long-term homeowners in high-growth areas. Your AI agent can then generate a script that hits them with a powerful, data-driven hook. Now the fun part starts here, with two status columns, script status and video status. Right now, they're all pending. This is our safety switch. Nothing happens, no credits are spent until we give the command. So let's do it. For our first lead, Jessica, I'm going to change the script status from pending to create. That's it. That's the only manual step. This end-to-end workflow is now running. That schedule trigger just fired, found Jessica's row, and immediately changed the status to in queue, so we don't process this row twice. It's now feeding her data, her name, company, and those personalization pillars into our AI copywriting engine to write a brutally effective, hyper-personalized script just for her. And there it is. The workflow has finished. You can see it populated the column with the copy, and it also generated the AI voiceover using ElevenLabs and dropped the audio right here. This is our quality gate. This is critical. I can now read the script and listen to the audio before I spend a single cent on the expensive video generation. If the tone is off, I can just change the status back to create and it will update with a new voiceover. But this looks good, so we're ready for production. Now we trigger the second part of the engine. I'm changing Jessica's video status dropdown from pending to create. Just like before, that single change has activated our second end-to-end workflow. This is the video production line. First, it's downloading that approved audio file. It also grabbed my base avatar image. It's now uploading both of those assets to Heygen, our AI video platform. We're sending one final command to their API, telling it to animate my avatar's face using that specific audio. After that comes the final step, the assembly. The real power here is that we're only using AI for that short, personalized intro. The second part of our video sales letter is our core sales pitch, a static video that I recorded separately. This saves a massive amount of money and ensures that our main pitch is perfect every single time. This workflow will automatically stitch the new intro video and my static sales pitch video together seamlessly. And here's the link to the final hyper-personalized video sales letter for Jessica, all generated automatically with just 2 clicks in a Google Sheet. And here's the result, 100% AI generated, using my cloned voice and my personal AI clone. Jessica, 75,000 followers on ConnectSphere, but only 2 posts weekly. That gap is lost revenue. Our system is built to capture it. That's the system. Now let's talk cost and strategy. There are 2 ways to build this, the nearly free path or the pro path. The nearly free path gives you 20 watermarked, low quality videos a month from Heygen. It's perfect for learning and testing this system without spending a dime. The pro path is what you need for your actual business. It's about $100 a month for Heygen's high quality AI avatars. Optional voice cloning with ElevenLabs is about $11 for the first month. and the other API costs are negligible. So this system is not for blasting out to a cold random list. It's a surgical tool for high value targets, where a single conversion can change your business. Alright, let's get into the build. The entire system is broken down into 3 parts: an optional upscaler, the script generation workflow, and the video production workflow. First, a crucial requirement: our static sales pitch, which is section 2 of our video sales letter. This is the video that will play after each personalized intro. You have 2 options here. You can film yourself, or you can do what I did and generate it entirely with AI. Here's my exact process for that. I started using Nano Banana to create 2 different close-up 16:9 scenes of my avatar, each with my brand logo in the background. It's critical that these are close-up shots. The further the faces from the camera, the worse the AI speaking animation will be. Next, I've removed the watermark. You can do that in Photoshop, Canva, or your favorite photo editing tool. Then I ran both images through the upscaler workflow we're about to build to get a high resolution professional result. With the final images ready, I went to Heygen's website, uploaded one of my upscaled images, and paired it with an AI voiceover of my sales pitch that I've already generated with my cloned voice in ElevenLabs. I also added a custom motion prompt to direct the avatar's performance. Now, this finished section 2 video must be stored in a public Google Drive folder. The Fal.ai API we use for merging needs a public URL to access the file. So get that set up and upload your section 2 video there. Okay, now let's get into the build. You can either start by downloading and importing the JSON template from the community, or you can build this out step by step as you see on screen. Part 1 is the upscaler workflow. This workflow is optional but highly recommended for AI avatars to maximize the quality. It all starts with a manual trigger node. Next, add a Google Drive node. Add the file ID of your avatar image from your Google Drive that you want to upscale. Here we have an extract from file node that converts it into a base 64 string for the upscaler API. Now add an HTTP request node for the upscale call to FreePix API. We're using Magnific for that. In the docs from FreePix, we can copy this curl for the first initial call and paste it right here in the HTTP node to load all the fields. All you need to add is your FreePix API key in the header and map the base64 data from your previous node into the body. And delete this webhook URL field. Next, we need another HTTP request to check the upscaler status. We will import the status check curl from the FreePix docs like we did before. And you have to add your API key right here. And in the URL, make sure to drag in the task ID expression from the previous node. After that, we need an if node to check if the status is completed, a wait node on the false path, looping it back to the status check, and a final HTTP request on the true path to download your high quality image. You just need to drag in this expression right here. Now you can download the upscaled version of your avatar and place it into your Google Drive folder. Part 2 is for the video sales letter script and audio generation. It starts with a scheduled trigger set to run every minute, followed by a Google Sheets node to get the lead data where the script status is create. So each time you switch a status field in that sheet to create, the workflow will pick it up within the next minute. The next Google Sheets node immediately updates that status into in queue. Make sure you use a unique identifier like their business name from your lead data to map the status update correctly. After a loop over items node, the data from our prospect is fed into an LLM chain, which serves as our AI marketing copywriter. I've connected Gemini, but any chat model will do. Now for the system prompt. This is the most crucial part of the entire build. You can screenshot the prompt you see on my screen and have an LLM write it out for you to get the whole structure. However, you must customize 2 parts. Here you need to customize and include your own brand's DNA, so the AI agent knows for which business it's writing for. And here the task section. This part tells the AI agent what you want to do with your lead data. You must adapt this to use the exact headers for your personalization pillars from your Google Sheet. A critical goal of this prompt is to keep the script short. We're aiming for a under 10-second runtime for the intro video. In Heygen, every 10 seconds of avatar generation costs 1 credit, so keeping it concise is key to making this system cost effective. Next, add an ElevenLabs node. For that, you need a voice for your avatar and an API key. To get a voice, either clone your own or search for one in their voice library and add it to your voices. And to get your API key, go right here under Developers, API Keys, add a key, select the credit limit, and just enable everything. Copy your key, head back to n and add your ElevenLabs API key right here to the credentials. Select your voice from the list. For the text field, you must drag in the expression from the AI agent's output. Under Additional Options, enable voice settings to fine-tune the delivery. These are the same settings you can configure on the ElevenLabs website. I recommend testing your script out there to fine-tune the right settings. Next, we'll add a Google Drive upload node to save the audio. Finally, add a Google Sheets node to update the row. Map the script text to your script column, the WebView link from the upload audio to your voiceover column, and set the script status to asset created. Finally, part 3, the video generation and merging workflow. It starts basically like the flow above, with a scheduled trigger and a Google Sheets node filtered for video status, set to create. The next sheet updates that status to in queue. Make sure you set the column to match onto a unique identifier like company name to update the correct row. After the loop, add a Google Drive node to download the voiceover, using the voiceover URL from your sheet. Now we send those to Heygen, an HTTP request node. Upload audio asset. Go to the Heygen API docs. Find the curl for uploading an asset and import it. In the body, we need to configure it to send along the audio data. Just write data in this field. In the headers, add a parameter and name it x minus API minus key. And paste in your API key right here. You can get your key under your settings right here. Then delete this parameter and add one for the content type. Name it audio/MPEG. Now we get to the core of the video generation with Heygen. And here you have 2 options depending on your Heygen plan. The free path or the pro path. I'll cover both. First, the free path. For this to work, you must get your talking photo ID from Heygen's platform first. On their website, navigate to Avatars and upload your base image you want to use for your intros. Once it's uploaded, hover over to the avatar, click on the 3 dots and select Copy ID. Save this. It's what you'll need in a moment. We need an HTTP node to generate the intro section for our VSL. For this, you will import the curl for the talking photo video generation endpoint. Once imported, you need to adapt a few fields to make this work. First, delete this value in the header parameters and add a new value. Name it x minus API minus key and insert your key right here. And in the body, you'll need to structure it like this. And don't forget to set it to an expression. Here, you need to have the audio URL expression from the upload audio asset step. And this is where you need to insert your talking photo ID from Heygen. Now for the pro path, we need a Google Drive download node to download your avatar. In its file ID field, you must paste in the ID of your section 1 avatar image from your Google Drive. After that, we need another HTTP call to upload our avatar. The setup for this node is the same as for our previous upload audio request, except that the content type value is image/PNG. Now the main event, a third HTTP request to create our VSL intro. You will need to use this avatar v4/generate endpoint. Add your API key to the header, and your body needs to look like this. Just screenshot this section and let ChatGPT give you the correct JSON. We map the image key of our base avatar image that we just uploaded. Here we have the audio URL of our voiceover, and the aspect ratio needs to be set to landscape. Additionally, you can insert a custom motion prompt to define how to animate your speaker's emotions and gestures. A crucial tip, after running this once, pin the input data to prevent wasting any credits. Okay, regardless of which path you chose, free or pro, the rest of the workflow is the same. After you've called the Heygen API, we need to check the video status. For that, we need another HTTP request. You need to use this video_status.getEndpoint. Enable send along query parameters and drag in the video ID expression from the video creation call to Heygen. And you need to send headers that look like this, a parameter called accept with application/JSON. And your Heygen API key needs to be sent along like this. Next, add an if node. This checks if the status from the previous node is failed. On the true path, you can add a node to notify you if any errors occurred. On the false path of the error check, add another if node. This checks if the status is completed. On the false path, you'll add a wait node set to 30 or 60 seconds, and then loop its output back into the Heygen status node. Be aware, this loop can take a while. Heygen can sometimes take several minutes to finish rendering a video. On the true path of this if node, we're ready to proceed. We'll add another HTTP request to download the video using the video URL expression from the status node. Then use a Google Drive node to upload the first section of your video sales letter to your public folder. Now for the merge. We need another HTTP request to call the Fal.ai FFmpeg model. This step merges the intro with the second section of our VSL. We're using this endpoint right here. You need to send headers with an authorization parameter and put your Fal API key right here. The body needs to look just like this. You'll see two URL fields. The first one needs an expression pointing to the web content link of your newly generated section 1 video from the previous step. And here we have to define how long the intro section of our video is in milliseconds. The Heygen status call gives you the value for the video length in seconds. We just have to multiply that times 1000 to get it in milliseconds. The second URL is for your static section 2 video. You will need to paste in its Google Drive file ID right here. We also need to set the timestamp and the duration for both clips using this expression. And here you need to add the video length in milliseconds of the second section of your video sales letter. Finally, we download the finished VSL from Fal.ai with a simple HTTP request using the video URL. Then upload it to our final storage folder with a Google Drive node. And the last Google Sheets node updates your sheet with the final video link and sets the video status to asset created. After that's done, we're looping back to the next item in our list. And that's the build. If you want to take this to the next level, you can get the full system template for this video sales letter engine, access to other exclusive builds like the autonomous social media engine, and my direct support inside the Creative Automation HQ. Please like and subscribe for more builds like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.